Hi, thanks for joining me today for a perfectly ordinary lunch. I just thought it would be a good time for us to discuss some things, because, I've been making some changes. You probably noticed I haven't posted anything recently on the channel, and that's actually because I've been working on some other things. For instance, I've actually started a couple of new podcasts, and I'm working on some others as well. So one of those that I think you'd be really interested in is called Layer by Layer. It's a podcast I'm doing with Kit Clement, who you might know him. He's a WCA delegate, heavily involved in Cubing USA stuff. He's a really great guy. I've been having a ton of fun, just kind of an all over the place podcast. But anyway, that's one. And then I also have one that I'm doing with my girlfriend, which is called the Poorly Researched History Podcast, because, neither of us are historians, but we're trying to do a podcast about history. It's more of a comedy podcast, really, but, if, the cubing one is more of, a serious cubing thing, that one's more if you're looking for the comedy side of my videos, definitely check that out. Now, I know a lot of you probably aren't super familiar with necessarily podcasts, because there aren't a lot of cubers I know who do podcasts. So if you're not familiar, we're not putting it on YouTube or anything. I know there are a bunch of other people who put podcasts on YouTube, and I'm gonna take a... Oh, we're not doing that, at least not yet, but maybe in the future. But for now, it's available on all sorts of podcast platforms. For instance, if you have an iPhone, you can find it on Apple Podcasts, which is sort of the default podcast app that just comes with your phone. Although I would actually suggest you listen to it in Overcast, because Overcast, it's also a free app, my personal favorite, and it has a ton of features. It supports all sorts of stuff that Apple Podcasts doesn't, so I would actually suggest listening to it in that. If you're on Android, you can use an app like Castbox. I don't actually have an Android phone, so I don't really have any experience with it, but that's just one that I know is free and it works. I can't really vouch for the quality of it. I know there are other ones that you might have to pay for, podcasts or something, and maybe those would be better, but I don't really know. But yeah, that's the main thing. If you want to check those out, there's links in the description and probably on screen somewhere, in one of those little eye things. And other than that, I've just got all sorts of video stuff. Actually, I've got some stuff planned, so I sort of took a break for a while, but I've got stuff planned this summer, at least a couple things. For instance, I'm going to be vlogging at Nationals again, like last year, so that was a lot of fun. Planning to do that again. And, well, I've got a competition coming up that I'm organizing, and it's already full, so sorry, you already kind of missed the window to sign up for that, but it's going to have a bunch of really good cubers from all around the world, because it's part of the West Coast Cubing Tour, which is a whole thing we're doing. There's going to be Felix, Jay McNeil, Max Park, and it's just going to be a really good time. And I'm going to record a video with Felix, which is why I'm telling you about it. Looks like I'm about at the end of my stuff here. I can't forget the onion powder. Oh, it's not even open. I guess we'll have to do without it. Didn't forget it, though. You can do without it, but you can't forget it. Just an update on what's going on the channel. What else can I talk about? I really want to talk about something else, because... Anyway, you should check out those podcasts. Oh, podcasts, by the way, they're a great thing to just, listen to while you're practicing cubing. That's one of my favorite times to listen to podcasts, so just saying, just throwing that out there. Right. So how's your day going? Well, here goes. Oh yeah, it's worse than I thought. Oh, it's really salty. Okay, bye. Oh.